NVIDIA's market cap slipping below $3 trillion. Fears over tariffs weighing on shares of the company, among other things. NVIDIA has lost 10% of its value so far this year. It's still, though, the country's second most valuable company. Joining us for more on the chip maker, Sasha Stojic, venture partner at Playground Global, a deep tech venture firm. Sasha spent nearly a decade heading up NVIDIA's GPU software division. With a run that we've seen, I mean, historic. I can't even mention anything close to it, Sasha. I guess I could come up with something. But should we be surprised that at some point there's, a stock goes through a spell like this with nothing wrong with the fundamentals?
Yeah, I mean, you said it exactly right. Nothing wrong with the fundamentals. I'm sure you all listened to the earnings call, and it was really nothing but good news. The company is executing as well as it could. If there's anything I knew in my 10 years at NVIDIA, I know the team there. It's the world-class team that just delivered yet again 70+% growth in revenue. Yes, it's not 100+%, maybe like the previous quarters or years, but still mind-blowing. And for a $3 trillion company, I just did the quick math in my head as I was listening to you. NVIDIA generates $100 million per employee, and that's just crazy. I mean, in market cap, in revenue, it's about 3.8 million. And the closest I could find is Apple at 2.3 million. So all these metrics are just incredible.
So we know that it in terms of the growth that we've seen, the multiple, while high, is probably not unreasonable. But how much air, is there an air pocket? Is there a disconnect between, the stock price and the underlying earnings per share? How much further could it go down? How much further could it go down, you think, Sasha? People just said, I've made so much money, I'm going to get out.
Okay, I'm not a stock analyst, investment analyst, but what I can say is you can be a trader, you can be an owner in this stock. I am an owner in this stock, obviously. And any dips and spikes, especially short term, are based on sentiment and perception, not necessarily on fundamentals. Yes, there is profit taking. A lot of people made a lot of money in the past few years, so it makes sense to get out. But there is so much upside left. The AI renaissance is just at the beginning, and NVIDIA is the driving force behind that renaissance. And we can go through the news and all the announcements about the data centers that are being built. And NVIDIA is by far the biggest benefactor, as well as all the other entrants into that space and vendors and suppliers that will spur the economy in that sector.
So it could go down for a lot of reasons. Do you think the tariff news that we're attributing to some of the weakness yesterday, is that legitimate or an excuse?
Tariffs are an excuse and a concern. But right now, it's unclear what those tariffs will be, and the specifics are lacking. Hence, the uncertainty. Uncertainty leads to probably some people getting out of the stock. But until that's settled, the uncertainty will continue. But I'm also convinced that this administration has the best economic interest of our companies in mind. So I don't think in the long term that will have an impact.
And DeepSeek, now we're hearing that it was a headline, but it said DeepSeek is actually a positive for NVIDIA. Is that
both Colette Kress, the CFO of NVIDIA, and Jensen addressed this, and I happen to agree. There are multiple scaling laws in data centers in how you make everything more efficient. You can make compute more efficient, meaning the hardware, or you can make the software more efficient, meaning, like what DeepSeek did, or you can do both. And this is a case of both happening at the same time, and it's amazing. I happen to, be my background is in software, and my job at NVIDIA in those 10 years was to make the software more efficient. We had to ship new software every 4 to 6 weeks, make it 1% better, 2% better, sometimes 10% better. That accumulates over time, and by the end of the year, it's 50 or 100% better. DeepSeek came out with something that was significantly better, and that's nothing but good news. We need more compute to now run more workloads that are now cheaper on an individual basis.
Great. I'm gonna ask AI about whether DeepSeek's good news or bad news for NVIDIA. See what they say. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Sasha, thanks. Sasha Stojic, Playground Global Venture Partner. Thanks for coming on.
But what he goes on to say is, it's really expensive, and given how much we've been growing, we're out of GPUs. And so we need more. We're going to get them. Hundreds of thousands are coming soon. Pretty sure we'll use every one of them we can rack up. So you get something like that, and you would think, well, that's a positive.
NVIDIA falling below $3 trillion in market cap. It's down double-digit percentage points this week. You bought more. You've answered my question.
I did. So I bought more. 27 times forward earnings, a company that looks easily like it will grow earnings per share 50% this year. Look, we all know at some point that earnings growth rate is going to continue to drop off. But for right now, you put those two numbers together, it tells me it's a buy. I can't really explain why it was down 8%. If somebody's going to say it's the gross margin projections, fine. But that's something that I think is absolutely trivial when you've got a triple beat and a company that still is the leader in the semiconductor for AI space. So I am happily adding to it. I do want to make a qualification here. I hate making a qualification, but I've got to. The market is heavy, notwithstanding today's green tape. I mean, we can just look at the market action. It's been about 2 weeks, maybe a little less than that since we topped out. Maybe we're in a correction. I doubt we're going to get a full correction, but I think if we do, it's going to be like last August, which was over in a month.
We've gotten a correction
in the Nasdaq
and more in the Nasdaq and the mega cap names.
Yeah.
I mean, NVIDIA is off 21% from its record high of January the 7th. Alphabet's down 18% from its record high of February 4th. Microsoft down 16% from its high last July. Amazon, Meta, and Apple are all down significantly from their own record highs. You made a move too, Kev, in NVIDIA today. Tell me more.
Well, yesterday at the close, Scott, we covered a quarter of the position just in case the things got a little bit more dicey today. And there was a lot of premium, as you can imagine, with the volatility. So we wrote a short-term 1 week call. It's a 123 option. We generated almost $5 of premium. So if I get taken out, I'm out at 128, and that would be great. Jim just bought it, and we still have the other 75% of the shares uncovered. But Scott, I'd be a buyer of any of these down here. Maybe not back the truck up and go all in, but if you're dollar cost averaging into positions that you really like, 10 to 20% pullbacks are the times you want to be buying.
All right, I hope you're all doing great today. The S&P finished the day about 1.6% higher, and NVIDIA finished the day about 3.9% higher. I'm going to recap some of what I said in yesterday's video because I think it's important right now after NVIDIA's earnings and the following aftermath yesterday. First, let's just cut to the facts. NVIDIA reported a fantastic quarter, beating on both the top and bottom lines, giving next quarter guidance above consensus at $43 billion, telling us that the Blackwell ramp is going faster than we thought it would, and that they brought in $11 billion in Blackwell revenue in Q4, which is much more than the several billion they told us to expect. And they addressed concerns about things like tariffs, export controls, and DeepSeek head-on, communicating that DeepSeek is actually great for NVIDIA and that they are not concerned about the geopolitical or international trade situation. We were also told that Jensen Huang's keynote at GTC on March 18th will be a, quote, news-packed event where we will learn about Blackwell Ultra, Rubin, and the next clip of product after Rubin. For all of those reasons and more, it really was a great quarter for NVIDIA. One issue that some investors were unhappy about was NVIDIA forecasting Q1 margins around 71%. But this is nothing to be worried about. NVIDIA leadership told us that margins would come down slightly because they are, quote, expediting manufacturing to ramp Blackwell faster. And they expect margins to return back to the mid-70s in the second half of this year. Margins will go back up later this year, and Blackwell is going to ramp up faster than it otherwise would. That is great news. And then the very next day, after the company reported great earnings, the stock closes down more than 8%. Look, I'll be completely honest with you. This is frustrating. It is really frustrating. But we need to understand that the price action is not because NVIDIA missed on earnings. It's not because there are any cracks showing up in the thesis behind NVIDIA. And it's not because demand for NVIDIA's product is waning. None of that turned out to be the case. In fact, it was the complete opposite. NVIDIA is absolutely crushing it right now, and things should accelerate even more later this year as Blackwell ramps faster and as margins eventually return to the mid-70s. As I said many times before this earnings report, I'm actually more optimistic about the quarters NVIDIA should report sometime in May and August, because those are the quarters where Blackwell earnings should really show up in a substantial way. And I still hold that view on the situation. Jensen Huang shared a lot of details after the earnings call in an interview with CNBC. If you want to hear what he had to say, feel free to check out that video on the channel because Jensen touched on many important topics and he did a great job of explaining things. Jensen highlighted a lot of key points. More efficient models like DeepSeek's or one are actually going to increase the demand for more compute. NVIDIA's products directly contribute to increasing companies' revenue, and Blackwell is ramping well. Jensen mentioned that Blackwell is very complex chips consisting of 1.5 million components that are being manufactured in 350 plants around the world. And that's what I want to hit on before we end this video. NVIDIA is no longer just a chip company. It is now an AI platform juggernaut. With the Blackwell ramp up, new software offerings, auto partnerships with companies like Toyota, a competitive moat that no other company is close to breaching, and an expanding product line. NVIDIA has it all, with great financials backing it up. And so in the short-term, volatile swings are unfortunately going to happen in the stock, even when it doesn't make any sense. But from a long-term view, this company is a juggernaut that is ramping up what will be their most profitable product to date. They have an important conference in March where they will unveil new products. They're going to start rolling out Blackwell Ultra this year, even as Blackwell is ramping in volume. And NVIDIA's customers are not slowing down on their CapEx plans. Many of them are actually increasing what they plan to spend in order to meet insane demand for AI. In the short term, anything can happen, but from a long-term perspective, NVIDIA continues to execute extremely well, and therefore I expect this company to be worth substantially more in the future than it is today. At least that's how I view this situation. Remember to stay calm in this market. Remember to maintain a long-term perspective, and do not make any hasty or irrational decisions. With all of that being said, I hope you all have a great rest of the day, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts about NVIDIA in the comments below. Please leave a like on this video so more people will see it. And while you're down there, please consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.